The key to a long life for your dog is to maintain their health, not restore it. And here's a simple way to help you do just that. Joint issues can really slow down a dog as they age. Arthritis, which is a painful inflammation of the joints, affects 80% of dogs that are over the age of 7. And of that 80%, a quarter of them started showing symptoms before they were 1 year old. And arthritis leads to a loss of joint space, which will decrease mobility and increase pain. Any dog can get arthritis. Some of the risk factors include their breed, their weight, especially if they're overweight, what their activity level is, if they've had previous injuries or trauma to the joints in question, and whether or not they've had a tick-borne illness. Something like Lyme's disease can affect the joints and cause inflammation in the joints. Other conditions afflicting the joints are noted in a large number of our canine population. Hip dysplasia is a really big one. Hip dysplasia, a congenital condition where the ball and socket of the hip do not fit together properly, causing improper function of the joint and rapidly deteriorating the joint, its cartilage, and other connective tissues. Another congenital condition is a Luxeating Patella. This is super common in small dogs and toy breeds. And essentially, it's a chronic dislocation of the patella, which is the kneecap. This frequent luxation can lead to arthritis and deterioration of the hip joint above the patella that is luxating. Now, I know this all sounds super bleak, but there is something that we can do about it. Enter joint support. Joint support are daily chews that 1, repair current damage, and 2, prevent future damage. And a typical joint support supplement is going to contain 2 main ingredients that do just that. One is the glucosamine hydrochloride. Glucosamine is used by the body to produce cartilage as well as synovial fluid, which is the thick fluid that lubricates the joint. And chondroitin is the second one. And chondroitin slows down the action of the enzymes that actually break down cartilage in the joint. Many supplements are going to contain a third ingredient. Sometimes this is MSM, sometimes it's turmeric, fish oil, or green lip mussels. All these ingredients have one thing in common. They're anti-inflammatory, so they're going to bring down inflammation in the joint. And that's big because it's going to reduce pain and it's going to prevent further damage. Now, the joint support market can be very confusing. Just one search on Amazon, you're going to get over 2,000 results, and that's just for dogs. For our dogs, we like to use Cosequin. Cosequin's a fantastic joint support supplement. It's been around for a long time. It's trusted by a lot of vets. It's simple ingredients, it's affordable, and it's widely available. So we only recommend products that we use. So we wanted to make sure we used a product that anybody around the world might be able to find in their local pet store. And when it comes to joint support and joint health, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And that's why it's so important to get your dogs on joint support as soon as possible. And depending on the size of your dog, joint support should only run you $4 to $14 if you have a giant breed. That's after the initial loading phase. There's always going to be an initial loading phase, glucosamine and chondroitin, so they can build up in the joint. So the $1 million question from most of our clients is, when can I start joint support? The good news about joint support is that it's approved and most veterinarians recommend it for any dog older than 8 weeks old. So this is especially important if you have a giant breed dog or a dog that's going to encounter a lot of activity through its life. Start them as soon as they're 8 weeks old. The biggest issue that you can run into is a GI upset. If for some reason one of the ingredients doesn't agree with your dog, then you'll have a little bit of an issue. But other than that, you get the green light, 8 weeks or older. Start them as soon as possible. Of course, if you have any concerns or if your dog is having an issue, a specific joint issue, you need to see a veterinarian. Make sure that you get your veterinarian's recommendation on what supplement to use. We use Cosequin, but we use it as preventative for our dogs. Our dogs don't have arthritis. They don't deal with pain on a daily basis. They don't have hip dysplasia. So if your dog has any of those things, make sure that you see your vet and see what they recommend, because there may be a product out there that is better suited for your dog's needs. So that's it for this episode. I hope you found some of the information valuable. If you wanted the Cosequin, if you wanted to see the product that we use, it's down in the description. You can go ahead and click that. It's going to take you to Amazon. That's an affiliate link. So if you purchase from that link, that's helping us continue to make content, continue to keep our podcast live, our website live. My biggest tip for you, get the biggest bottle. Seriously. So please like, subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and share with a friend who has a dog that you think might need joint support. And if you're looking for more information about Pawsome University, head over to pawsomeuniversity.com. That's all for this one, guys. Until next week, class dismissed.